Thanks to our great friends at Kerrick Industrial Equipment, and today the guys have been joined by the V8 Touring Car Challenge cars. They're also in this field, so it's going to be interesting to see some speed comparisons and performance capabilities as well. The first of those cars is Chris Smurden there with John Vigotis, Steve Ingwersen out there as well. So we're getting set to line them up. Richard Crailes, we love our sports sedan racing. I always get a bit emotional.
Oh, it's a great field, and it's Hossack versus Ricciardello on the front as they go down to turn one. Ricciardello got the jump on the rolling start, but I think Darren Hossack, leads them up to turn two in that absolutely astonishing Audi. It has been the fastest thing on four wheels in Australia all season long. Now they've got it hooked up. It is a very, very fast racing car.
Dean Cam too, one of my favourites, a magnificent looking car. You just see it looming in behind the ex-Chickadee car. They come over the top of the hill. Man, Bernie Gilland, how good does that car look? You talk about ground clearance, there's none.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing car, and great to have Bernie back in the series. He was responsible for bringing that old Mustang a few years back and really created waves with that, looking to do the same this time round with the Jaguar. And there's only one way to describe that car: it's sexy.
There you go. Trent Young there in the Mazda, just getting his way over the top of the hill as well. You get Kerry Bailey in there. You got Scott Butler in the Camaro, the Menai Blinds, Steve's Toy Shop entry, that bright yellow car just going through to the right of our screens just there. Tony Ricciardello, for a long time, has been the man to beat in this category. The West Aussie, an interesting character.
You're not wrong. Phil Crompton working his way through. His record is amazing, and you have to take a very large breath before you run through it because it's so long. First in the Australian Sports Sedan Championship in 1994, 98, 99, 01, 02 and 05. And when he wasn't winning, Wade, in the years 2000, 03 and 04, he was second. Quite an unbelievable record in this Alpha. 1,165 kilos, powered by a 6-litre Chev with something about 700 horsepower. They don't really tell you what the real figure is. There's no wonder it's so fast.
Trent Young working very hard, a real motorsport aficionado as we see the Red Rooster car, the Ricciardello Red Rooster Red Alpha. It's got to be red, right up behind Hossack again. Hossack's return to the sport, certainly an exciting thing for the category as they come over the top. This is the third appearance for this car.
Yeah, it's a remarkable race car too. John Gourlay and his team at the Audi Spares built it up as a means to promote their business and go motor racing again. But a wonderful car driven by a very competent driver, the 38-year-old Darren Hossack. He's a karting engineer from Drew Price Engineering in the go-karting aspects and doing double duty this weekend as well. It's been interesting watching. He jumps in and out of the Audi as well as a supercar. So got to change from the race suit into the leathers, and talk about going from the sublime to the ridiculous. The scary thing is though, both of those things lap at about the same speed and Ricciardello off.
Well, problems there for the Red Rooster car. Unfortunately, Alpha big lock-up and it pushed too deep. We're talking supercart there as well, if people didn't quite hear the big difference between supercart and supercar, but yes, you're right.
The supercart is faster, as a matter of fact.
Well, they're incredibly quick, those things. We now take a look back. I think that's Tomasi there in the Domain entry, just making his way through. It is Daniel Tomasi, the number 9, Domain Prestige Homes Calibra, and Kerry Bailey chasing hard there as well, the Mudgee Bar Industrial Park entry. They run down the straightaway. Have a listen to the sound of these magnificent motor cars.
Yeah, nice mix. The rotary getting up the inside of the big V8 powered 300ZX. Kerry's sole ambition in life really is to reclaim the Australian Sports Sedan champion. He's a former champ in the year 2000 and 2003. On board with Chris Smurden, the Shannon's V8 touring cars.
Now let's talk about this category because they are starting to gain some following, these guys, and certainly there is a big opening out there. A lot of cars in workshops that need to come out. There are the guys just making their way through. There is Chris Smurden to the right and Johnny V, John Vigotis in the JCV Automotive entry. Both these cars have a proud history at Bathurst. Wow, you see the dramas in for Smurden.
Yeah, clip the curve on the inside and power down on the exit of that corner, bit of oversteer as we go on board with John Vigotis. Great to see the JCV car on the racetrack this weekend and all forward in the V8 Touring Car National Series. With great support, of course, by Shannon's.
Well, this is what we're talking about at the start of the coverage. The V8 Touring Car Challenge cars are in this field. They're racing for their own results and points. But certainly the sports sedans putting on a blinder of a show here at the moment. You see Tomasi Just a sweet-looking car. The aero kits, the big rubber, the big engines, the big noise, it all plays such a part. Tomasi's car dropped right over on the right front then. I thought it might have had a flat tyre. It doesn't seem to. But there's a Trent Young on a mission. If my memory serves me correctly, he's got a young son named Sedan, for obvious reasons.
Absolutely, and of course Mr. Seaton has been involved with the car right behind Young at the moment. Glenn Seaton helping Kerry Bailey out this season, and some rumours abound that he may well jump into that car. I don't think you might be wrong about Tomasi's car having a problem. A lot of smoke on the exit of turn 1 when the outside tyre was loaded up on the exit of that corner. May have some dramas in the suspension, may just be a car setup issue as well.
Yeah, just only in a left-hand direction. The car seems to lay over lazily on the right front corner. Could be a shock issue or something like that. We'll watch with interest as we see Bailey putting the hammer down on the Young Racing number 41 car. Largely unsponsored. Got some support from PWR Radiators. We see the Mudgee Bar Industrial Park entry of Kerry Bailey. And here comes this battle right now. Bit of a lock-up then from Young. Big lock-up again from Ramsey. I think there's definitely some issues there for, unfortunately, for Tomasi.
Yeah, really struggling to get that thing arrested coming into the corner as well, as Young has a huge tank slap around the corporate hill. Lucky to hold on to that, and Kerry Bailey closes in that 300 ZX. This is a great example of sports sedans at their very finest. A V8 Calibra leading a rotary-powered RX-7 and a V8-powered Nissan 300 ZX.
Young really putting the pressure on now. He's an interesting story himself, Trent Young. He finds the Achilles heel of the Calibra, which is all out of shape. And Young had to go infield to try and stay out of the way. Man, that car's ugly. Tomasi has really got his hands full at the moment.
And here comes Kerry Bailey taking advantage of Young on the outside of the racetrack as they run down to turn 1. I tell you what, that RX-7 not slow in a straight line. Tools in front. Here's the replay, Wado, thanks to Kerrick. Young just looked up the inside of Tomasi. Brave, for sure. Both of them ended up getting crossed up. Tomasi lost some momentum. Young went off the racetrack, and Kerry Bailey tried to drive through the middle.
This is a good battle. It continues to rage as they head over the top of the hill. And you can see Tomasi to the left has started to get away a bit from Trent Young. He's been occupied with the defensive work he's having to do on Kerry Bailey to prevent that position being taken. The area entry, very strong indeed. Meanwhile, out in front, it's Hossack and it's Ricky Adello. Flame belching out the side of these cars. The combination today, as we said, of V8 Touring Car Challenge action as well for V8 supercars of an era gone by. Not so long ago, though. We're not talking about older cars by any means. And all of them have been competitive in their own right.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And that Shannon's V8 Touring Car National Series will grow and will develop, I think, fairly quickly as 2008 continues, and especially into 2009 with the AU spec Falcon being phased out of the Fujitsu V8 series. They're going to need a place to race, and that's what this category is all about.
We're onto the final lap, and it's Darren Hossack in the Audi sweeping all before him. He had a run at Malala, he had a run at Phillip Island, and now he's certainly running away with Eastern Creek. You see the boys just crossing the line a little bit further back behind him. That battle between Tomasi, Young and Bailey continuing. And there is Ingwersen in the 115 V8 Touring Car Challenge car. So a mismatch of dimensions and specifications with those cars, but they're occupying the same track time, which creates more cars on the raceway, which creates a spectacle.
Second race meeting for Ingwersen, so he's not doing a bad job.
Well, very sideways, just as you said that. Gathered it back up pretty nicely, though. Over the top of the hill and far, far away is the battle looming between these guys. Young has peeled away just a bit from Bailey. Tomasi's doing a hell of a job because this car is ailing.
Yeah, it's not a happy race car, I think it's fair to say, but he's managed to hold off Young and Bailey, a former champion, the whole way through this season. Another brake lockup. Can't get the thing slowed behind the back of Corporate Hill. Runs a little bit wide, and it may leave the door open for Young. I don't think he's quite close enough to make an attack in these final few corners.
Down to turn 9 they run. Our leaders have well and truly gotten away, but this battle raging still right to the very end. I do love that Flame Crusher car. How good does it look? The number 5 car of Bernie Gillen. Hossack romps away in the Audi Spares entry to take the win convincingly over Ricky Adello.
Bernie Gillen was third ahead of Daniel Tomasi, who held up Young, Bailey, Butler and Jackson completed the top 8.